pride myself in being a easy, flowy type of guy. So I don't know if I quite agree with that. But
Stir in the pot, stir in the pot. So we'll get started here. My name is Kathy Riley. You guys know me. I am an alpha leader with an Achieve speaker pro leader. So I work with entrepreneurs and help them build their speaking business and use their voice to strategically grow their business. So it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And this is our mastermind. So let's get started. I have a topic that I can coach on, but I like to just continue with the mastermind and go around and say, who you are, a very short thing on your business, and then what's something we can mastermind on. What are you struggling with your business? What are you looking for in your business? How can we help and support you? And then we will just kind of round robin and pour into you. So a true mastermind is what we're doing. Considering it's two of you, I am going to, oh, there's your text, Jake. Okay. I'm quick.
It's all good, man. I get it.
All right. So we will do, well, there's two of you. So let's do 5. Oh, there's 3. We're going to keep going.
Comes Vicky.
Okay. Hello, Vicky. All right. Let's stick it to 3 minutes. And then if we have more time, we'll do more follow-up. But I want to make sure everybody gets heard when everybody goes around. So welcome, Vicky. We are going to do a mastermind. So I'm going to start with the other 2, and then you'll get an idea of what we're doing. So you guys talk about your, offer your name, and then like how do you serve? So, and then what is the one thing that we can help and support you? And then we're each going to have 3 minutes, and I will put the little timer up, and then you'll hear the ding, ding, ding. And I will have to say, okay, it's time to cut it so that we can continue to move on. So, I mean, no disrespect, but we do need to honor our time. Does that sound fair to everybody?
Yeah.
All right. You guys give me permission to cut you off if I have to? All right. Awesome. All right, Mr. Jake, you are in the top left-hand corner on my screen. I say we start with you. How does that sound?
Well, alrighty then. So Jake Clendenning, I operate CT Impact. We are guiding leaders to abundant opportunity and impact. We do that through our various services, which are coaching, consulting, publishing, speaking, and VA staffing services. We do all of those things. So that is who I am at the front end, and Kathy is helping guide me and help me be more of the face of my business. And we're super stoked about that. I had a really great time last week at university. I got a stupid amount of work done over the weekend and yesterday and this morning, of things that I was waiting for. I don't know what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the kick in the butt, and we got an awful lot done. So a lot of things done, but as it pertains to this call, speaker sheet, the sizzle sheet, if you will, is a big piece that we were working on. And the question then on that one, specifically relative to that, would you do a video introduction, or would you post some of the videos of you speaking? Like, what would you guys rather see in that video package? If somebody's like, hey, I want to hire Jake, like, aside from here's the big long resume of the stuff and the things, what would you want to see? I'm desperately curious because I don't know the answer to that.
Do you guys want to go, or do you want me to chime in?
I like watching videos.
You like what videos?
I like watching videos.
Okay, you like watching videos.
Which ones would you want to see? Would you want?
Oh,
go ahead, Adrian.
I think you can do a combination of both. Like, I'm Jake. Thank you for coming to my website. And while you're talking, the video could be constructed where it's you speaking on a stage and it's muted. Obviously, they're still listening to you, but they can see you talking at this event or meeting people. And then at the end of the video, it hones back on you. But it's you talking the whole time. but during the video, it's cut to where there are scenes of you speaking and scenes of like you at this event and that event, and that way it accomplishes both. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I
I can
feel like
dig
that
that.
would be nice.
So I think it's important to have both videos. One of you talking about yourself and then one of you speaking. Because depending on how you're pitching yourself, are you pitching yourself as a coach? Then they don't need the speaker scissor reel. If you're being hired as a speaker, they want to see you on stage. So have both is what I say. And then if they are in between, send them both. That more the merrier. It's great to, you don't want to send them too much information, but I think it's important to have both of those videos.
I think that's fair. And it's still if we go back to like what David Fagan said, create the want. Like, I don't want to give them too much information that they have to think about it. I want to give them just the right amount of information. So they're like, I want more, let's hire that guy. Like, I thought that was brilliant the way that he laid that out.
Yes. And that's why they need to be short and very succinct about the value that you bring to the table.
I love that. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right, Mr. Adrian, now, Jake, was that helpful?
That was helpful. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Yay. All right, Mr. Adrian, let's hear from you.
So recap, talking about our business briefly and the things that we need help with, right? Or
one thing that we can mastermind on and help you with right now.
Oh, okay. So my name is Adrian Emmanuel Mota. I own AIM Senior Services. My firm is a financial firm that specializes in the senior community. My leading product within my firm is a pre-arrangement plan, which is a policy that you get in connection with the funeral home that allows you to prepay and pre-plan all your final wishes so you don't leave it behind upon your family. For me, I haven't done very many speaking events on my business, and I know that needs to take a complete 180 this new year. I have an idea of my target market, obviously a lot of senior centers, people, financial advisors, estate planners that I can do seminars with. I guess really mastering the topic of getting people to understand the power of what I do without really making them feel fearful up front. Because if I talk to seniors right off the bat, I help you plan your funeral, that's not always the best way to start a nice coffee conversation for people. So I've been thinking of ways to bring the information to people without at least in terms of a marketing standpoint, without having to bluntly say, like, let me plan your funeral. I've been thinking of a topic of talking about 65, the age 65, like 65, the scariest age. And why that is because number one, we're always told you retire at that age, right? People are fearful sometimes because they don't have enough for retirement. So that's one thing. Health insurance completely changes when somebody turns 65. You now are on Medicare. What does that mean? Now I'm going to get spammed by thousands of agents out there, don't know who to choose. And then now you're in that retirement age. And so you start thinking about, well, do I have all my ducks in a row for my family for when, I like to say, when the Lord calls you home, which we never know when that is. And so I've been thinking about using like that label to strike a conversation, but kind of wanted to see what you guys think on that, if that would be a good way to kind of speak on and get people interested and engaged right away.
I think you just said the name of your topic.
Yes, you did.
Getting your ducks in a row. There's the name.
Everybody at that age bracket knows that term.
Yep.
Like, everybody in that age bracket has spoken that language. I mean, I'm not quite there yet, but I fully understand that one. Yeah. I'd agree fully with that.
And I'm my background's law. So I spent 25 years in the legal arena. For me,
Mhm.
getting your ducks in, I don't care how old you are, you should have your ducks in a row.
Yeah. Mhm.
So everyone, so
And
that's
that's a pretty non-threatening title.
yes, it's
Yeah.
you want to make it light. But yeah, so getting your ducks in the row, getting your ducks in the row, what you need to know after 65.
Okay. Yeah. What
I
you
like that.
need to know when 65. Okay. Yeah. That
You
might
could
be
do
even
like
more
a
receptive.
series.
Are you where is he located?
I'm here in Colorado.
In Denver or where in
Yeah, I
Colorado?
operate in Denver and Colorado Springs mainly.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I'd love to have a conversation about my funeral, quite honestly.
There you go.
Okay.
So put your information in the chat and you guys can connect. And so we are out of time, but we can come back again
Yeah.
as we only
Well,
have
real quick, Vicky, I'm just gonna type in my website for you. Okay. Um, my website isn't that great with like the SEO stuff, but on the website you could fill out your contact information and it'll send it to me, and then I can get in touch with you after that. So I'll put
Oh,
that in
okay,
the
cool.
chat. And then oh, you already sent your number, so okay, I already have it. So I'll reach out to you. No
Oh,
worries.
okay.
But
Okay, now we're gonna
just so
switch gears.
everybody knows,
So we're
I
gonna
need to
switch
hop
gears.
off in about 15 minutes to do another meeting. So when I leave, I'm sorry.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Miss Vicky. All right. So talk to us briefly about, because we want to spend a lot of time masterminding. So let's, talk about your business, like your value proposition, how you serve, just a little bit. And then what are you needing some help and feedback or what are you struggling with?
Okay.
Take it away, Miss Vicky.
Well, I just came from a Kundalini yoga class. That's why I was late. And I want to share that I was feeling a little poorly after surgery, and my closest friend passed away. And yesterday I had a 5-hour NAD IV drip, and I'm back. It's that powerful. So what I do is I actually teach people about healthy longevity. I teach you about the brain. I teach a brain memory system that regenerates the brain. I teach people about brain nutrition, IV drips like this. And the way I serve is I teach anyone who's interested in improving their focus, recall, concentration, and their basically mental agility, this memory technique. And then I have a secondary program called Passion Quest, finding the work you love, loving the work you do. And then for over 65, even if you aren't working. So those are my two things that I'm really good at, is memory training and the Passion Quest program. And I'm really vibrant. I'm a great speaker. I need more leads for speaking and how to re-enter the speaking business, because it's very different than it was 40 years ago when I was doing it. And then the other thing is, what I'd like is to meet to the I want to get my memory training program into an educational company where they would actually purchase it and take it and run with it, because it's limited in my hands, because I'm not a marketing business, and I'm not a selling business. I'm a teaching, training, counseling person. So I'd really like to get it in the hands of a corporation who could sell tens of thousands of programs a year. And on my website, I have an audio program, I've got my memory program, and then I do consulting. So what I'd want help with is probably meeting the head of, what's the organization that you're with? I wanted
Achieve?
to call it Achieve. Yeah, I had it appeal in my brain. The head of Achieve, and then to be able to market to teachers, or kind of like what you were doing when you said that you had a program that got CEU units and start that way. And because I was a teacher for 40 years in the school system. And then eventually get a company like Bill Gates or somebody to buy it and really launch it and go with it. And then I just want to do speaking engagements and have a handful of memory training for seniors, for entrepreneurs, for even people in their 20s. I learned it in my 20s, and thank God I did, because I'm in good shape. I'm going to be 69 in 2 weeks.
Nice. Well, happy
great.
early birthday to you. We actually, so you took the full 3 minutes to talk. So what I did post in there, guys, so you're looking for more speaking opportunities. Here's a link to I Find You Close. And are you all familiar with it or no? So this is what I use. It's my main resource for finding organizational speaking opportunities. Corporate is different. So I speak corporately and I speak on for conferences and things like that. So there are two different ways to speak, and there are two different ways to pitch yourself in those arenas. I can coach and speak to both of those because that's what I'm doing. So I Find You Close is actually Felicia Jones. So I've known her for gosh, almost 15, 16 years now. Her background is she's a Navy SEAL, worked in the numbers arena, so she did the background, and she's a researcher. She's a numbers finder, fact finder, all of that stuff. So she did that. She's retired. And what she did, and this was probably about 5, 6 years ago, she wanted to go on a quest for speaking. And so she found all of these speaking gigs, got herself and essentially traveled the world speaking. And people like me who were watching her going like, how do you do this? How do you find it? You know, she didn't spend 20 grand a month on some marketing company that put her on big stages. So because she's a researcher, she then created a business around it. She finds it. Your job is to close yourself. So that's where I Find You Close. So you get weekly emails with weekly speaking opportunities. And she just sends it to you. Your job is to evaluate it. Is it something in your realm? And if it is, then you pitch. And she gives you the link to pitch yourself. This is the resource I use. When it comes to corporations, I have a different strategy. When it comes to conferences and things like that, I use this because I don't have 10 hours, 15 hours a week just to be looking for speaking opportunities. So this is an amazing resource. It is pay to play because it's an amazing service, but it's $19 a month. So you sign up for it. She does all the research, send it. You're not under contractual obligation, so it's month to month. But it's an amazing resource. So you guys, if you don't use it, you should be using this already. This is
fabulous.
Yep. And it's
Nice.
serious profile what she gives you. It's the name of the conference, the link to the event, the how long, what they're looking for in speakers, how to pitch yourself, like categories to pitch yourself with, where it's at, when it's at, deadline to apply. All of that is in this amazing juicy profile. So that's
Nice.
that should help all of you for finding speaking opportunities. And that's the resource I use because I hired somebody. I did that for a year. Actually, I hired 2 people. Didn't work.
Wow.
I got zero speaking and spent a lot of money. I use this and I do it myself. And I'm speaking 4 to 6 times a month.
Just from this, right?
Well, from the other, so I have 2 strategies.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That I teach, but based on the strategies, that's what I'm speaking. So this is where I get some of this is where the conference is. If I'm not networking and meeting people face to face, or if I'm at a speaking event. Another great place to get speaking events is at speaking events. When you are speaking, right? You're charismatic. You want to talk to the other speakers. You want to talk to the event planner. You want to be building those relationships so that they are like, you're awesome. We need to have you over here. But this is my administrative tool. And it's
That's
well
a good
worth
one.
$90 a month.
That's great.
It may,
you so
well,
much.
this is a terrible way to say this. I don't know how better way to say it. It makes me really happy that you hired somebody else and it didn't work. And the reason that I say that is because like there's no better way to say it, is because I have done that, right? And what happens and what happened to me, right, is you pay somebody and nothing comes of it, and you're like, well, apparently I suck. I am just awful. I shouldn't be on stage. That's what happens. That's totally where I felt. And so thank you for sharing that, because there's a lot of validation in the fact, and you and I have talked a little bit about this. It's the business of speaking, not just hey, I think I'm a great speaker. I think I'm charismatic. I should be in front of a room, but apparently nobody else thinks that. Well, it's because we're hooked up with the wrong people that we're paying to play, is really where that came from. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm happy to help other people not make my mistakes.
That's what we're all about. Yeah.
Entrepreneurs, the life of an entrepreneur is like this. Okay. That's the reality. Yep. We have our ups and we have our downs. And within Achieve, my Achieve people, you're my family. All right. And if I can help you not make mistakes and go higher, faster, zoom, right? Go up and gain that. Because I spent 5 years in the speaking industry doing everything wrong. And so if I can help you eliminate that, then more power to you. Because, if I want you to make money. So that resource there is where it's where I started. I started working with I Find You Close about 5 years ago. And it is an amazing resource and I don't want to have to research. I don't want to spend time on the computer trying to figure out where can I speak. I want to be booked on stage for another speaking event. I want my videos from YouTube. I want people on LinkedIn, my social media. I've been hired on all of those levels. I don't have time to sit at a computer and figure it out. So this is it. And then, you get them weekly. So you get these speaking events on a weekly basis. And then I spend 1 day a week. I chunk out a couple hours and I pitch myself. And boom, boom, boom. And it's something I do on a weekly basis. That's the business of speaking, is pitching yourself on a weekly basis. Now I want to speak and I want to get paid 4 to 6 times a month. That's what I want to do. I want to bring in that $100,000 that I was talking about at Achieve University. I want this to be a significant stream of income, because the speaking falls into, it's a great way to market your business and I build my coaching platform. And to the point now where I'm going from individual coaching to group coaching because it's working. So was that valuable?
Totally.
Good. Yeah. All right. Awesome, Miss Vicki. Now, Miss Vicki, are you an Achieve member?
No, I just learned about it at that event.
Okay. Awesome.
And then I'm going to the Florida event too.
The Paul Fink event?
Yeah.
I will be there. I'm going to Paul's event. He wants.
Yeah, it's my birthday. I hope some people will go to dinner on my birthday.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it. I love it. I just got my airline ticket. So Paul was I thought he was fantastic. And we were talking about, whether he can add to the speaker boot camp that I'm doing here. So you guys save the date. I'm doing a speaker boot camp in March. I don't know exactly which date. I'm checking out the venue tomorrow, and we will go from there. But I think within Achieve, we need to have We need to have something a training that really supports our speakers. So
Wow, the memory system really helps with that too, for presentation skills. I can talk to you about that another time.
we can talk about that. Mr. Kent, thank you for jumping on. We are about to wrap up.
Sure.
So, can you see the chat?
Better late than never, I suppose, I hope anyway. So let me look at the chat.
So there's a
Yep.
link from I Find You Close. Can you see it or do I need to repost it?
Repost. Yeah, I don't see a link.
Okay. So
Gotcha.
there it is. What I was talking about just at the end is this is the resource where I find my speaking events. It's essentially a database, and every week you get an email saying these people are looking for speakers.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's a pay to play, so it's $19 a month.
Yep.
But it is well worth the money, in my opinion, because
Right.
speaking is a solid part of my business.
Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that piece of your business plan. Appreciate that.
My pleasure. That's not the corporate side. That's more organizational conferences, summits, things like that.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Right
So
on.
that kind of wraps us up.
Cool.
Any questions at this point?
No, just let us know when your boot camp. I assume here in Denver. Did you
Yes.
say Denver.
Yeah, and looking at a space tomorrow. It's going to be in March because I want it after the conference, and I need time to line up the training and the speakers and all of that, because it's not just going to be a one-woman show.
Yeah. Right.
I've got a speaker right now that's going to come in to talk speak to sell, because I'm a speak to train. I can speak to sell.
Okay.
But speak to train is more my forte, where it's attraction marketing, because a lot of the organizations that I speak in, I do a lot of corporate, right? And you don't speak to sell, but I'm still looking to build my email list. And so there's a strategic way to do that. And then I've got a speaker coming in, Michael Silvers, who is speak to sell. So that is his forte. So he will be doing some training on that.
Okay.
And then I'm looking at a couple other speakers to, again, we're going to talk the business side of speaking. So I've got one that's a storyteller, great way to storytell. So it's going to be, I'm really fired up about what this is going to bring. And it's going to be 2 days, but I don't want it to be too overwhelming, but it'll be good. So I'll keep you guys posted.
Very cool. Obviously there'll be details forthcoming for cost and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay. What are you doing for Paul Fink? What are you speaking, or what are you doing? Just participating as a client, or?
So I'm going there on behalf of Chief to just see, he wants to be a part of the speaker boot camp that I'm going to do. So I want to see what he does to see if we can bring that back here.
Gotcha. Cool.
So we're looking at a joint venture, maybe.
Okay.
But I'm always learning. I mean, as a speaker, I always go to I'm always learning. I'm always working with a coach. I believe that I think as entrepreneurs, we should always be working with a coach. You should always, coaches will see things that are in our blind spot.
Right.
So, and it's just a different perspective, and you don't know what you don't know. So, I'm really excited. It's been a while since I've been to, well, it hasn't. I do so many boot camps. I do so much training. It's awesome. Mind blown.
So when you say you do so many boot camps, you're talking about boot camps that you have put on?
No, I attend a lot of boot camps. I attend a lot of training. I'm always growing my business. And I believe that as entrepreneurs, we need to be doing that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Staying in the flow, staying in the stream, so to speak. Right.
right? The big thing right now is people are talking about the AI and how do we use Chat GPT and other resources. I'm a big fan of free. So there are lots of resources that I've been learning about that we can utilize in our business. So my business is not just speaking, it's also coaching. So so it's all those layers that come into it. So everything's changing. Technology is changing. So integrating that in my business, integrating that into my clients' businesses. And if you're not using AI and Chat GPT, you need to get on board, because that will save you so much time and energy.
Yeah, tons of time and brain power.
Yes, that's that creativity side of our business that some of us love and some of us, it kind of holds us back. Like creating a website, here's the content, here's a newsletter, here's your marketing, here's your lead magnet, all of this and the content in there. If that's your jam, then great, do it. But if it's not and it's holding you back, grab some Chat GPT, baby, and throw that in there.
Yeah, no doubt. That is. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good tips. That's good tips.
Awesome. Cool. All right, my friends, you enjoy
Thank
the
you.
rest of the week. Happy Thanksgiving to
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving.
Absolutely grateful you were here to share Tuesday, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Bye, Vicki.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.